Welcome, everybody. My name is Chris. I am the comic vet. Sometimes going live in your car, it's just not easy. Take it from me, who does this on the reg. Things happen really fast. Anyways, here's my intro, because I spent a lot of money on this thing, and I still kind of like it. Welcome, everybody. It's New Comic Book Day. Today, I promised myself that I would be spending to a budget. Last week, I went a little heavy. If you saw that video, you'll saw that I had a very large stack. I had to dedicate a lot of time to reading. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just the wallet was not happy. So this week, the wallet and I had a conversation, and the wallet won. And yeah, so I do have a stack, but I'll be honest, I had to leave a few titles on the shelf, just because I promised myself that I would spend to a budget this week, and I quickly hit that plateau. And once I reached it, I decided to switch things around to get titles that I really thoroughly enjoy, and I had to leave a couple behind. Sometimes you just have to budget yourself so you can get other things in your life as well, i.e. gasoline for your vehicle so you can go live from your car. But anyways, let's just do a quick shout out to the chat. I see that some people have decided to join me today, and I'm very thankful for that. TM Nerdy, TM, I hope that you're doing well in that beautiful province of Prince Edward Island out on that right coast of Canada. Thank you for everything that you do in promoting my channel. It's not something that I don't notice, so I am very grateful for that, my man. I look forward to joining you on your channel one day very soon. I am sorry that I do work a weird shift, but everyone has to slave to the grind, my man. Let's see. Lucretius 1971. Hello from New Mexico, USA. Hope you're doing well, Lucretius. Just to let everyone know, it is 28 degrees here in Canada on the Celsius factor. In the United States, that would probably be around 82 degrees. So it is a very nice day here in Ontario. It's very cloudy, but the sun does keep trying to poke its way through. And yeah, it looks like it may rain. They've been calling for rain every day this week. But hey, they've been wrong most of the time. It's the only job I know on the planet where you can be wrong all the time and never lose your job. I tell you, man, these weather people, if I had to do it all over again, 1819, I know what I would be attempting to do for the rest of my life. And that's be a weatherman or weather person, pardon me. Let's see. Big Herm, my man, Station. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me. Comic Kane, glad you're awake. Thanks for joining me from your part of the world. Let's see. Lucretius, oh no, snow? There might be some parts of Canada that have snow. Nah, it's not that bad right now. It is middle of July. You got to give it 2 months. Usually around the first week of September, some sort of province or territory in Canada, reports that there was snow at some point during the day, and it makes national news. But the one thing they don't talk about is about 10 minutes later, after that little bit of snowfall, the snow is actually gone and dissipated into the ground. But that's what the media does. The media made fear. I'm sure Americans understand understand the whole idea of media made fear when it comes to things like that. Chip Getler, my man, hope you're doing well, sir. I'm glad that you're under this banner today, the Chip Getler banner, that is. Hope you're doing well in Illinois. James Willie, my man, out on the left coast of Canada in beautiful British Columbia. Good morning, sir. Hope that you're doing well. Hope that your family is well. All right. Like I said at the beginning of the video, everybody who's decided to join me, and by the way, thank you very much for joining me during your lunch hour or your later afternoon or your early afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're coming in from. I decided today to spend on a budget. Not that things are wrong in my world. It's just I decided today I'm going to stick to a budget. Last week I went very, very heavy on books. It was a great week for books, let's be honest. Everyone is aware of all the fantastic titles that came out last week, i.e. Nice House on the Lake. I just decided to set a cap and spend to that cap and move books around, put back on the shelf if I decided to hit that cap. Well, very quickly, as you can imagine, I hit that plateau, and I actually spent more time shifting books in and out of my stack than I did picking books up. With that said, let's get into some of the things that I picked up. This week, as always, I like to start with my independents, and I'm going to talk about a book from Aftershock. It's issue number 2 of Bunny Mask. I'm not sure if there, get a little bit more light. I'm not sure if there's a, now we're showing off my bald head. I'm not sure if there's a variant for this, but my LCS only had this one particular copy. I know with issue number 1, there was a handful of variants, and I actually picked up the white cover that has like a cutout of the Bunny Mask. Well, Bunny Mask number 1 started off with a bang. For those that read it, I'm sure you're all familiar with the whole screwdriver and hammer scene that I'm talking about. And the book just went from there. It was quite the wild ride for just, I believe it was a 32-page book. It was all over the place. And I don't mean out of control. It was just everywhere. It was just a crazy, crazy story. So I decided at the time, I'm not sure if I'm going to pick up number 2. I didn't like necessarily how issue number 1 ended. I do know a lot of people thoroughly enjoyed number 1. It is incredibly original. I will give it that. But Paul Tobin and Andrea Moody, they're out there. Like with this story, they're out there. And when I saw this issue, I decided, you know what? I gotta see where it goes. I gotta see the little girl. I gotta see that. How is this little girl still alive? How is this girl now full grown and is seems to be a successful artist? And how in the world is there still someone down in the cave system? Here we are. Bunny Mask, issue number 2 by Aftershock. Aftershock has been putting out some good stuff, and I feel they put out the best story in the last year, We Live. And yeah, if you haven't read We Live, check it out. It was brought to me by a couple good friends of mine saying, read it, read it, read it. We're not going to spoil it for you. And I read it, and let me tell you, boom, it is a fantastic story. So Aftershock is doing a lot of good things. I really hope more comic shops bring in Aftershock stories. There's a lot of potential there for Aftershock to become on the same stage as what Boom Studios is right now when it comes to quality stories. Let's just take a look at some of the chat here. Speaking of one of those guys that recommended We Live to me, it's Ryan, new guy from the Cosmic Campfire. My man, I hope you're doing well in beautiful Texas today. Thank you for joining me. Big Herm, you have to budget for sure. It can really get out of hand. Yeah, it can get out of hand. It's just like I said last week, I went really, really heavy. So this week I decided to balance it out over the last 2 weeks. I went a little bit lighter on the wallet this week, and I think my wallet didn't drop so many F-bombs on me today when I went to check out, so it's a good thing. Flash by Night, my man, hope you're doing well. What is up, Comic Vet and chat? I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day here in Ontario. He's buffering a bit, wanted to stop and drop the thumbs up. All right, I appreciate that, man. Yes, Aftershock is exactly where Boom was 2 to 3 years ago. They're coming on fast. Let me tell you, they're coming on fast. Rainy as always, but doing good. Oh, it's raining in Texas. Okay. To continue with the independents, I went and got Skybound X issue number 2. It does have RG2K on the front here holding his lightsaber. Yes, I'm talking about Rick Grimes, 2000 from The Walking Dead. An alternate take on The Walking Dead. It does feature short stories from Birthright, Everyday Hero Machine Boy, and Chip Zdarsky's Stillwater. I got to be honest, I wasn't sure that Stillwater was released under the Skybound brand. I thought it was just straight up Image. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, or maybe just Kirkman reached out to Zdarsky and said, "Hey, I want some Canadian flavor in my book. Can you help me out?" But anyways, yes. Skybound X, issue number 2. I thoroughly enjoyed the Walking Dead portion of issue number 1, as well as Ultra Mega. It also had a short story in issue number 1. This book is going to be coming out weekly, in case you weren't aware of that. We do have a different cover artist on the front of this one. It just says Cliff 21, so I'm not sure if that means it's Cliff Rathburn, maybe, but yes. The whole idea of Rick Grimes with a lightsaber taking on aliens as well as zombies does fascinate me. I did thoroughly enjoy the Walking Dead phenomenon that we've had for the last 10 to 15 years. I did collect some of the comic books. I did watch AMC weekly when the program was really in its heyday. I did trail off in the last season or two. I gotta admit, no Rick means no Chris when it comes to the Walking Dead. I am looking forward to this. As most of you know, the whole idea of Rick Grimes 2000 is just Robert Kirkman playing up a little bit of a story where he told Jim Valentino, when he tried to get Walking Dead started on Image, that the whole idea of the zombies are going to be coming from an alien race. 5 or 6 issues into it, Valentino said, hey, what about the aliens? And Kirkman said, I was just joking, there's going to be no aliens. Anyways, Valentino had the foresight to see that the Walking Dead was going to be special. And now, as we all know, it became a household name phenomenon. And now Robert Kirkman has just given us that little taste of what it would have been like if the aliens did dominate the Walking Dead storyline. Issue number 1, when it came to the Rick Grimes storyline, was fantastic. I highly recommend that you pick up issue number 1 if you are somewhat of a fan of The Walking Dead, and the jumping point should be there. It is a very thick book, but it is just normally priced, I believe, at $4.99. Let's just see. My man TM is saying it's going to be a heavy month coming in August. Yes. Yes. I believe week 1 of August is going to be a big, big week when it comes to stories. So everyone, save up your money. It's going to be pretty heavy. Let's see. Ryan, I didn't realize Stillwater was Skybound until I started seeing solicits for Skybound X. Okay. If I believe then that Ryan is probably right. That Stillwater is under the Skybound banner. Okay. Big Herm saying that he loved The Walking Dead, just finished Fear the Walking Dead, now he's got to catch up with the main show. It's funny, the place that I used to work before this, there was a couple people that said over the last 3 years, Fear the Walking Dead had eclipsed where The Walking Dead was, especially after Rick left the show. So, yeah, with that being said, I've heard good things about Fear the Walking Dead. I did watch the first 2 seasons, and then afterwards it just kind of trailed away for me. But then I've heard many people say it gets a whole lot better. So maybe it's something that I'm going to have to check out, you know, when it's time for me to binge watch something on a weekend, say. It's my main man, Freaky Louie, the funniest man on YouTube. Hope you're doing well. Boom Studios doesn't let down. No, 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 they do not. Everything that Boom Studios seems to be doing seems to at least hit that plateau where it's good, but often exceeds that plateau and gets up to the point where it's excellent. Don't want to talk about where the Power Rangers stuff is, and I don't want to talk about where Something Is Killing the Children is right now. However, as a whole, Boom Studios is fantastic. They actually have great leadership there too. Wow, look at the man joining me here from his vacation. Mark, hope that you're doing well, you and your family, and spending time together. Let's see. Big Herm, Fear became so good. All right. Let's switch gears a little bit, switch into DC, and I'm going to start with DC's franchise and the cover of the week for me. And if you know anything about my channel, you're probably going to guess right away who has a cover of the week. It is DC Comics 1039, the B cover, brought to us by Lee Bermeo. And let's just enjoy this Batman beauty. My goodness. Let me just get rid of this banner. It's so large. There we go. Look at this. My goodness. Lee Bermeo. Man, he's approaching Alex Ross greatness, in my opinion. Every damn month, Bermeo's just delivering. My goodness, Libra Mail. Detective Comics, I'm presuming that this is the tail end of the arc where we have old money versus old money. There's probably going to be a short story in here. It does feel like it's a thicker book. It was just a $5.99. I did not read the solicits on this book, but when I watched Mark's and Jimmy's channels, talking about books that were being released this week, I believe one of them mentioned that this should be the tail end of the arc when it comes to old money versus old money. But again, my goodness, Libra Mail, incredible. When I put together my favorite DC covers of the year, probably in December, I'm feeling at least half of those covers are going to be Bermeo again. I really wish they would give Bermeo a little bit more stuff other than just Detective Comics. I know he does stuff here and there, and he does do some independent stuff here and there. But my God, is there a better Batman cover, better Batman artist right now, monthly, when it comes to Lee Bermeo? Incredible. When I say fire, I'm not saying fire because, yeah, you know what I'm saying. My goodness. Okay, pardon me, Mark, he's leaving Friday. And for those that are unfamiliar with Mark's channel, every day this week he's launching a brand new episode, probably around 6 a.m. because Mark gets up with the farmers. And I believe he actually has his channel preloaded. Either way, he has some fantastic content coming out. It's a week of keys where he's going to be showing off keys that he's picked up recently. For everyone that's watching, please give Mark an opportunity to show you the keys that he's picked up. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. He's making his push to the all-important 1,000 mark when it comes to subscriptions, and he's going to be having a hell of a giveaway when it gets to 1,000, as Mark does with every 100 that he hits. He does have great giveaways, and yeah, Legion Comics. Also, please, Saturday nights, check out Freaky Louie's channel, one of the funniest men on YouTube. He puts together terrific skits all Saturday Night Live, and recently In Living Color, which was one of my favorite shows growing up as a kid. I got to be honest, In Living Color was it for me on Sunday nights on Fox. Yes, we actually have Fox in Canada for those that are curious. Please check out Freaky Louie and Big Herm and the friendliest guy on YouTube, Chip Getler, who, my God, not only is he a master of comic books, coffee, and cigars. I love cigars. He's a master of tech. And anyone who has any questions when it comes to anything YouTube, whether it's setting up a camera, mic, or trying to figure out if you need to go high def or 1080p or whatever, ask Chip Getler. He's always available for answers. Just ask Mark, myself. We always turn to Chip when it comes to questions about tech. And I look forward to the day when the border opens up and Chip and I can burn a stick together. For those that enjoy cigars, you know exactly what I'm talking about. My pleasure, my friend. Always with the jokes. We are so Legion. Legion first, by the way, everyone. Legion first. TM saying that he picked up Maneater. Bioman should try it out. TM, was Maneater released today? I think maybe I saw the cover for that. Was that the cover where the logo for the title was actually in the bottom right corner? Whatever. I think I did see that when I was budgeting. I wasn't aware of the book, so I think I left that. Obviously, I left that one on the shelf. That's not what I mean when I say burn a stick. Well, we can have a cigar too, man. I'll teach you all about the lingo. Okay, keeping with DC and keeping Ryan in mind from the Cosmic Campfire, the book that I know he's thoroughly enjoying and what would have been his hot pick of the week is issue number 3 by Chip Zdarsky, and that's Justice League Last Ride. This is an interesting cover, I find. We have, you know, the big bad Darkseid is, and you should refer to him properly when you say his name. We have, you know, the Justice League sitting around having s'mores at a cosmic campfire. See what I did there, sir? See what I did for you? they're enjoying a cosmic campfire with Darkseid is looming in the stars. So I believe that at this point, the gang has made their way to Apocalypse with Lobo, and they're going to try and hide Lobo on this dead planet. Yeah, we'll see where Chip Zdarsky takes us with this. I do feel that this is a very good miniseries. It was up for consideration for my hot pick for Two Cool Guys, Two Hot Picks that was released this Sunday on my channel. I got to plug my stuff. You know how it is. And I decided to go a different route. When I get to that point, I'll let you all know what my hot pick was. But yes, I know Ryan is thoroughly enjoying Justice League Last Ride, as is most of us who is reading DC at the moment. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this cover, I'll be honest. The artwork is okay. I think when you compare what they're doing here, there is a little bit of a drop off when it comes to this one. And this miniseries does deserve to have a little bit more flair when it comes to their cover A's. Here we go. Snow Fox is in my cities. Okay. I thought there was only one city in PEI. I know Charlottetown is considered a city. I'm only saying that because my family is originally from Newfoundland, and there's only 2 cities in Newfoundland. So would Summerside be considered as a city then, TM? For those that are in the United States, please continue joining me as I just ask questions about small province Canada. And let's see. Freaky Louie, love the new Spider Shadow Bro. We're getting there. To finish up my DC haul, I picked up issue 775 of Wonder Woman. Again, another series that I quietly read and quietly enjoy. It's not something that I'm all out, hey, everyone, you need to read Wonder Woman. It's something that I pick up ever since Meredith Finch and David Finch did it quite a while ago. I've been reading her ever since. And even though the Finches are no longer on Wonder Woman, these are actually pretty good stories. Probably on the same par as what Captain America is on Marvel. Not super great, not terrible, but just good. And good is pretty good when it comes to superheroes. As we know, there's a lot of superhero titles that have fallen by the wayside. The Amazing Spider-Man comes to mind. Iron Man comes to mind. I don't know why I keep spending money on Iron Man, but we'll get to that in a second. And yeah, Wonder Woman is actually probably better than The Amazing Spider-Man at this particular moment when it comes to a continuous story arc. Wonder Woman, 775. Graveyard of the Gods. I almost said dogs, but anyways. There we go. Yeah, Summerside is considered a city now. For those that don't know, Prince Edward Island, one of its big exports is potatoes. They help feed the nation in potatoes, and Summerside is well known for having fantastic potatoes. Maneater's The Curse, it has an eye for a cover. Okay, maybe I saw a different variant, or maybe I'm just thinking of a different book altogether. Why do they spell it Newfoundland, but it's pronounced Newfoundland, but it's pronounced Newfoundland? Well, out there's an accent, and the accent is heavily drawn from Ireland and Scotland. So if you were ever to come across a Newfoundlander, you would hear a little bit of that Gaelic accent there, or if you actually ever to listen to TM on his channel, you can hear a little bit of that maritime accent as well that draws heavily from Ireland and Scotland. And just over time, the pronunciation of Newfoundland, when you put it all together and just into one word and try and drop some syllables, it gets turned into Newfoundland. And I would say new, fin, F-I-N, and then land. And yeah, it's kind of like Toronto. Those in the know call it Toronto. Those that are tourists call it Toronto. So those that are tourists call it Newfoundland, and those in the know call it Newfoundland. There's a little bit of Canadian trivia for everyone there. Not to keep dwelling on Canada. And feel free to talk about small province Canada. I grew up in small town America. I've heard plenty about it. Tell me about stuff I don't know. There you go. Educational moment. Yeah, eh? I can turn that accent on and off, no problem. Swish is delicious. I'm a little bit of a shine man myself. And Ryan, there's that guttural eye roll. Okay, switching into Marvel. And I'll start with the franchise and arguably the best storyline that Marvel's producing right now. And if you disagree, challenge me. Challenge me on anything that's better Marvel's putting out right now than Chip Zdarsky's What If Spider-Man, Spider's Shadow. Here we have Peter and MJ being overtaken by the symbiote. I'm sure that does not happen in the storyline as the symbiote has begun to attack the Baxter Building and is attacking the Fantastic Four. But yes, I feel wholeheartedly this is the best story from Marvel right now. Spider-Man, Spider's Shadow. And it sucks that a what-if story is actually outdoing every other Spider-Man title. Web, The Amazing, The Annuals. We'll find out about the Sinister War. But right now, I feel this is better than Thor. This is better than Venom. This is better than everything else that's out there right now. It's Spider-Man, Spider's Shadow, issue number 4. For those that don't know, we have one more after this issue. It is a 5-issue limited series. Kind of weird because it's either usually 4 or 6, but Chip Zdarsky is Chip Zdarsky, and he's not afraid to go a little bit different from everyone else, let's be honest. So yes, again, the best story Marvel's pumping out right now. This was going to be my hot pick of the week again, but since I've done it so many times, basically, I decided to switch gears. I'm almost at the point of letting you know what my hot pick was if you didn't tune in to Two Cool Guys Who Have Picks. Wrong. Sorry. Let's see. Grew up in Letterkenny, just a different accent in football instead of hockey, literally the same otherwise. If you want a little bit more of a flavor of Canada than Letterkenny, I have 3 words for you. Trailer Park Boys. Nick, thanks for joining, my man. I greatly appreciate it. I know that you're working from home and that things are probably busy for you, but I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming out. And no, tell us more about Canada. It's hot here right now. Let's see. Punisher War. Oops. I mean, Mr. Gettler. Daredevil and Strange Academy. Hard to argue. Hard to argue, Daredevil. Chip Zdarsky is handling Daredevil right now. I believe the arc of Elektra and Daredevil being in prison, in jail, is about to come to an end. They are both fantastic, but that's why we have chocolate and vanilla, everybody. Everyone has their favorite, but I'm saying personally, right now, this not only is this the best Spider-Man title, this is the best thing Marvel's pumping out. They're coming out with a Trailer Park Boys comic next week. Well, you heard it here from TM. For those in the United States, if you can't get your hand on this book, let me know. I will be picking it up and sending it all down there. As we all know, Trailer Park Boys, if you haven't watched it, is hilarious. It gets better season after season. And, yeah, Trailer Park Boys is hella relatable, too. They have a comic coming out. Yep, okay. And, hello, Mr. Kicks. Okay, so, yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice that MJ is actually crying in this a little bit. Doing their little kissy face. Okay, a book that I said I'm going to drop. I told my LCS to take it off my pull list. He forgot, and I kind of felt guilty about that. So I decided to pick it up. It's issue 10 of Cantwell's Iron Man. Again, we do have, a fantastic Alex Ross cover where we have Iron Man taking on Ultimo. But we'll see how this works out. It has not been that good of a series at all. I've decided a couple times, I'm giving this up, I'm giving it up. Either way, I told my LCS today, pull it from my pull list. With that being said, if it actually turns out to be decent, I'll probably pick up issue 11 because I am a sucker for punishment. But this is it for me. I did pick up issue 15 of Thor. Hold on. It's my main man, Tyler. Not afraid to point out, saying, "Oh, I'm from Canada." Anyways, one of the funniest men on YouTube as well, along with Freaky Louie. Tyler, thank you for joining me, my man, today. I greatly appreciate it. I picked up issue 15 of Thor by Donny Cates. It does have a new story arc starting here, Revelations. Here we have on the cover Thor taking on Captain America. I'm presuming this will probably only last 1 or 2 pages inside. Let's just say, you know, they like to throw up. They like to throw Cap on the cover, being, you know, hit by something and being stuck behind his shield. We've seen this type of image how many times now over the years? Let me move that away from my steering wheel. But yeah, I did enjoy the Black Winter story arc until Black Winter, you know, died. And then the Donald Blake storyline that came afterwards, I thought it was just meh. So I'm kind of hoping that Donny Cates returns with a better story arc with Revelations. We'll see. We'll see. I know Donny Cates does have a very, very loyal fan base. I'm not necessarily one of those people, but I do give props where props is due. Some of the Venom stuff he did was fantastic. Some of the Venom stuff he did was not fantastic. But we'll see what happens with Thor. Personally, other than the spec value types of things, when it came to Thor versus Venom, I thought Thor had the better storyline. I know a lot of people hopped on the King in Black storyline expecting a lot from Null or whatever, but then he just got tossed into the sun. Anyways, with that being said, this is issue 15 of Thor. And, yeah, Brian saying Iron Man. Yeah, I know he ripped it off and gave it up. I'm just a little bit tighter. You know, I'm a little bit, you know, just harder to let go. Yeah. Freaky Louie, thank you for joining, my man. Have a great day. The final book that I have is a book that I spotlighted from my own pick from the Two Cool Guys, Two Hot Picks that was released this past Sunday. Mark's pick was Aftershock's Beyond the Breach. My LCS did not get a copy of that book in, so I'm going to have to either find it digitally or hit up a comic shop. It is something that I'm very interested in. For those that don't know about Beyond the Breach, it's about a young woman who recently went through a bad breakup and is in California, and somehow interdimensionally there's a breach above California, and it opens up the floodgates to monsters and that type of thing. And she's stuck in California trying to find a way out with a child. And one of the monsters or aliens that turns out to be a helping hand or a friend to her. Beyond the Breach by Aftershocks. It was Mark's hot pick. There are a few different variants out there, some of which are exclusive, some of which are being released to the comic shops, like I mentioned. Sadly, my LCS did not come out with that book. I did tell him to order in me a copy for next week if he can. He's going to let me know. If he can't, like I mentioned just a few moments ago, I have to either try to find it digitally or hit up some of the other LCSs that are in around the community that I am in. My hot pick, with that said, was Nick Spencer's Sinister War. Let me tell you, before I show you the variant cover I picked up, let me tell you why. I am a huge fan of the Sinister Six. Whenever the Sinister Six shows up in either of the monthlies that Marvel pumps out for Spider-Man, Amazing Web, Spectacular, Friendly Neighborhood, it always seems to be a good time. As long as Kraven's involved, I do enjoy Kraven. Or as long as Mysterio is involved, I also enjoy Mysterio. This story really, really caught my curiosity. Doc Ock has put together, a Sinister Six team, while Vulture went ahead and he put together a Sinister Six team as well to clash with each other, with Spider-Man caught in the middle. Now, with that said, this is basically the final thing Nick Spencer is going to be doing with Spider-Man. But because of the fact like I mentioned, we have a Sinister Six storyline that seems to be full of a lot of great villains. We all know Spider-Man's rogue gallery is arguably the best rogue gallery in comic books. Some may say the Bat, I say the Spider. With that said, this is Sinister War, issue number 1, the variant cover, with all the baddies. As you can see, we have Rhino. Quickly, Vulture, Rhino. I thought I saw the Hobgoblin here a second ago. Kraven, Sandman, Doc Ock. Looks like we even have like the Circus, Taskmaster, the female Doc Ock, Chance, Shocker. It looks like it's going to be fun. I really hope it's fun. There's nothing that pisses me off more than recommending a Spider-Man book by Nick Spencer on Two Cool Guys, Two Hot Picks, and that book failing to deliver because Nick Spencer, God bless him, for being a Spider-Man fan, just can't seem to get Peter right. Anyways, I will be spoiling the hell out of this book Sunday night on Mark's channel at week's end, along with new guy Ryan from the Cosmic Campfire. And if this book fails to deliver, I will be apologizing Sunday night. If it's good, I will be stressing the hell out of everyone. Nick Spencer's done something good with Spider-Man. Unfortunately, it's all about the villains. And anyways, my hot pick from this hot week, or this past Sunday, for this new comic book day is Sinister War. Fingers crossed that it delivers. So just to recap, actually, let's just talk a little, let's see what all of you are saying. X11 Bravo Comics, station everyone. I've been lurking in for a bit. Just wanted to let you all know. Thank you for making this community awesome. I will echo that. Thank you for joining me. When I started in this community in August, so I am approaching my 1-year anniversary, I was very nervous. I kind of thought everyone was out against each other, that no one really commingled. Let me tell you, I was wrong. Man, was I wrong. This community is a beautiful and wonderful and embracing thing. It doesn't matter from what part of the world you're from, whether it's the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Europe, Australia. There's a lot of us that come together for the one thing, and that's to talk about comic books, to talk about comic books that we purchase, comic books that are special to us, and we embrace each other. There may be lighthearted moments where we kind of tease each other, but in the end, we're all very thankful for each other because we all grow, and more importantly, especially when it comes to me, I learn from everyone else. I am in my mid to late 40s, and I hang out with a couple of guys who are considerably younger than me on Sunday nights, and we have a fantastic time. And like I just mentioned, I'm always learning, and I'm always appreciative of learning about new things that I had no idea about that even existed. Like TM mentioned a few moments ago, I didn't even know that the Trailer Park Boys were getting a comic book next week. And I'm Canadian. Anyways, with that said, enough gushing. I literally described the definition of more of the same, but bigger. No. Nick Spencer has not touched the Sinister Six, and he might be the first one to give us 2 Sinister Six teams. So, yeah, deal with that. I know that you're not a Spider-Man fan. Yeah, Ryan, I'm sorry I just said that. I'm sorry. It hurt my heart to say that. But you should consider the Sinister War. So, you were warned. Read it before Sunday. But if it sucks, I want my money back, Chris. Okay, right. I'll tell you what, Chip. If it sucks, I'll send you my variant cover. So just go ahead and pick up that normal cover. We're all the same age on the internet, dude. It's true. Except for Chip. Chip's like Gandalf. He leads the way for all of us. Okay, just to recap, everyone, I know that I have 12 people that have been kind enough to donate some of their time to me. I'll wrap this up very shortly. Sinister War issue 1. This is a variant cover. Issue 15 of Thor. The classic Cap's getting attacked kind of cover, but we've seen it with Iron Man. We've seen it with every other hero in the Marvel Universe. Cap's kind of, get deflected behind his shield, and here we are again with Thor coming down on it. I believe we actually had that in the Avengers movie, didn't we? Anyways, let's just see. Well, I appreciate your time on my channel. Thank you, sir. You're at some both. Well, all right. Stop by Friday morning next week. Oh, yeah. So for those that are watching right now that are unaware, Mark wakes up at the crack of dawn. Mark makes sure that he's up long before the sun is, and he starts going live, usually, with all joking aside, he usually starts going live around 7:30 in the morning. I know Tyler from the Shattered Glass Reviews and also from Whack Comics is usually the first one to join. And then Everyone, Mark does an open invitation to everyone to join him on the panel to usually start talking about Loki and start talking about comic books that they've read, try not to spoil it. And it's usually a real good time. We usually go down 5 or 6 different rabbit holes, and it leads to wherever. I know this past Friday, apparently Mark was having a backlog of people trying to get onto the channel. Mark actually always had 10 people as talking heads up there. And it's always a good time for those that are interested in joining Mark or getting some exposure for channels that are, you know, relatively new to YouTube. Follow Legion of Comics and Friday morning. Usually, like I said, around 7:30 in the morning, you can join Mark and Tyler and the whole myriad of guests that join in. I know Chip is usually one of the first people to join as well. And Nick from Nick's Kicks and Comics is a constant, and I know that he thoroughly enjoys that time as well. You're welcome, sir. Legion spitting facts. And yeah, you know, X11 Bravo Comics, you know, join us. He also just said, TM Nerdy knows myself and my wife. Battle 66 Panda from a handful of other channels. The fact that he's here supporting tells me we belong here too, and he knows the work that we do with veterans. Oh, that's wonderful. Glad to hear that. Tyler, Chip, and Nick are staples of the Community Hangout Fridays. Yes. Wheelchair Superhero High, thank you for joining me. I'll continue. Iron Man issue number 10. The best story that Marvel is putting out right now. Story about the Immortal Hulk. But it is What If? Spider-Man, Spider Shadow. This is the second last issue in that limited series. Issue 775 from DC's Wonder Woman. Quietly a very good comic book. Chip Zdarsky's Justice League Last Ride, issue number 3, where the Justice League is trying to hide Lobo. I'm just going to say this is the cover of the week. I'm not even going to say I think this is hands down. Challenge me if I'm wrong. But Lee Bermejo's cover for Detective Comics 1039, the B cover, Bermejo again delivering when it comes to the Dark Knight. Just fantastic. Fantastic. This is, I believe, the tail end of the arc. Old Money versus Old Money. Skybound issue number 2, continuing the storyline of Rick Grimes 2000, basically a what if for The Walking Dead. It also has a short story for Birthright, Everyday Hero Machine Boy, and Chip Zdarsky's Stillwater. I didn't see any variant covers. If there are, there is. I just went with this cover. And finally, the last book I picked up from Aftershock, issue number 2. This book is definitely on the hot seat for me. If I don't enjoy this, or if I find it just too weird, I'm probably going to have to drop it. I've said that about Iron Man for how many months now, so chances are I'm just going to continue plugging along with it anyway. It's Bunny Mask. If we have another scene with hammers and nails and at-home dentistry, I'm giving this book up. I don't care what anyone says. I'm giving it up. Anyways, with that said, I'd like to thank the 16 of you that have joined me right now. Again, like I said, this week I shopped on a budget. I did have to leave The Joker behind, only because I haven't been reading the last couple issues. I've been getting the guilty pleasure of finding out about Jamestown and the Forest, The Joker, via Ryan and Mark on At Week's End. I really considered picking this book up, but at the fact that my LCS still had Iron Man in my pull list, I decided one versus the other. I know that this storyline this issue with the Joker is supposed to be his first night in Arkham. If it sounds like something I really missed out on, I'm going to go pick it up. That I do promise. I'm also going to be trying to hunt down Mark's hot pick from Two Cool Guys, Two Hot Picks this past Sunday, which was Beyond the Breach by Aftershock Comics. I think that you all should try and pick up that book as well. It is a small publishing house. Let's at least try and help it out to the point where it is as where Boom Studios is right now. With that said, yeah, that's all I got for you. It's time for me to go into work and make sure that my asylum is running well. So again, all of you, thank you for spending the better part of 45 minutes with me. I greatly appreciate it. I know that I say that over and over again, but I do. You could be anywhere else dealing with your own life, and you decided to spend a little bit of that slice of time with me, and I really, really am thankful. I'll be doing an unboxing video at some point later this week. It is a grail of mine that has arrived in my home. I'll talk a little bit about that at that point. This Saturday, I would normally be joining Rob from Rob's Fat Stack of Comics on Slab Hub. We are going to take a dark week. He has some things that he has to take care of. This Sunday, I will be, along with Mark, releasing some point early Sunday. Two cool guys, two hot picks. Sunday night, I'll be joining Ryan and Mark on Mark's channel, Legion of Comics, for At Week's End. This Monday, I'll be opening part 2 of a Daredevil issue #1 mystery box from Torpedo Comics, where I'm trying to win a grand prize from them. It's not easy, especially when they have a ratio of 200 boxes. I did get my hands on 2. The first box was just okay. They did double down on Aquaman. Anyways, with that said, the box was okay. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, yes. Most importantly, I am attempting to make a big push for 500 subscribers. I am sitting around 340 right now. I would absolutely be thrilled if somehow I could hit at least 400 by the time my 1-year anniversary rolls around in August. And I'm hoping to hit 500 before Halloween. I'm just trying to be optimistic. I will be giving away quite a few prizes when I hit 500. I do have some slabs I'm going to be showcasing in the very near future. I am going to be giving away Something is Killing the Children prize packs, as well as a prize pack with a 1 in 25 Something is Killing the Children variant as well. With that being said, everybody, thank you again for spending a little bit of your time with me, checking out the books that I'm going to be reading this week. And as always, remember, we are Legion. Take care, everybody. God bless.